Okay, Bramburrow back with some Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Got an Austria campaign here, which was started in 1910, and we're into mid-1913 in July. The war situation is not entirely clear to me. We've been at war with France for some time, and over here on the right side of the screen, it says we're still at war with France. And it's pretty lopsided. We're beating them up pretty good. The left side of the screen says that apparently we are at war with Italy, and if not outright allied, or at least on the same side as Britain and France. While the politics situation says that we're pretty friendly with Italy and not so much with Britain and France. So I don't know. This, I think, was prompted by the fact that Germany has dissolved and no longer exists. All of their ports up here are grayed out, and there are no more German warships visible on the map. In any case, France does not... I suspect that this here is what ground truth is, and this over here on the left is somehow buggered up, and you know, the Game Labs isn't out of the woods yet on trying to get all this Diplo and Alliance stuff working right. They're making progress, right? They're working on it. I'm not going to completely freak out on this. But they've got a little bit more to do. I think. I think this is what's real, the war with France. However, we'll see as the campaign continues. So what I'm doing is I'm basically surging several task forces into the West Med. We already have one squadron of destroyers on, I think they're on... yeah, they're on invade mode up here close to these French ports. And I have two more pairs of Battlecruisers coming over. And another group of 4 of our heavy cruisers. So we'll have 4 independent task forces operating at different places in the West Med. And I'm going to put all of them on invade mode when they get over here. And as far as I can tell, just reading the tooltip for the thing, invade mode basically just means commerce rating. That you're, you know, when I first read invade, what my mind jumped to was supporting amphibious operations to actually, you know, take a port or an amphibious landing of some type. No, I don't think that's what it means. I think it means invading or conducting offensive operations in the given sea region. Basically like commerce raiding. You're attacking the enemy's merchant ships. That's the way that the tooltip kind of implies what's going on. So you're focusing on the enemy's merchants as opposed to the protect mode, which is lessening the enemy's actions against your own merchants. So since we're coming over here to the enemy's area in the West Med on invade, if France had a big presence over here in the East Med and was bopping our transports, then that would be a place to use the protect mode. At least that's the way I understand how they work from their tooltips. So I've got these ships coming over. Let's hop ahead to August 1913 and see what happens. Unrest uncontrollably high in the French Empire. The government has been overthrown. The people do not trust the head of the Navy, And he is relieved and expelled. And he's not the first. This is the second guy to get fired from the head of the French Navy. So things aren't going great in France. Interesting. So our relations improve with Britain in the East Med, but deteriorate in the West Med now that we're surging so many ships over there. And okay, I was wrong with my earlier thought that the war with France was the real war. We are, in fact, in a shooting war with Italy. It's not just some kind of alliance weirdness. We've got our 6 destroyers currently deployed to the West Med, attacking, or in a fight, or being attacked, rather, by 3 Italian light cruisers. So this is a first. Okay, well, let's see how that goes. Okay, we're down to X5. That means somebody sees... Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and smoke up. And we're close. Torpedoes away if you got them, boys. I'm very interested to see how they do with gunfire. Oh, I think that... Now, torpedo hit. Got a torpedo hit on that cruiser over there. There's a torpedo hit on the 3rd cruiser in line. Okay, there's 1 cruiser down. More torpedoes away. See, that one veered off course. However, I think the other one's going to hit. Boom! Suvio down. Okay, 1 cruiser left. I saw a torpedo in the water over there. I don't even know whose it was. Torpedoes are really just kind of... This one veered off course immediately upon launch, and I don't think this one's going to... Oh, and that one detonated prematurely. Did you see that? It self-destructed right there. I'm turning him sharply this way so that he can then turn back the other way and unmask the other torpedo launcher while this one is reloading. Okay, sharp turn. Hopefully he doesn't torpedo his buddy there. Torpedoes away. There's a torpedo hit. Okay. Okay, all of our destroyers came out of that okay. Light damage, I think. Green for all 6 of them, and 3 light cruisers down. So that's a good combat debut against the Italian Navy. Torpedo accuracy. Yeah, we scored torpedo hits with 3 of our destroyers. Damage dealt. Yeah, they all did pretty nice there, except for D1. D1 may have been in the back of her division, or that may have been the destroyer that took that initial torpedo hit. Okay. Okay, so where did all of those destroyers go? All of them went home, as they should have. Sort by type. And they all went back to Spalato. Yep. And 1 month for all of them, and then they'll be ready again. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's just surge the Pula. I got to do that in a different. We'll surge the Pula destroyers on over. To this same area. Relieve those guys on station. Right, and we have 3 different convoy battles here. Probably, given that we're invade and we're in the West Med, I would assume that all 3 of these are attacking convoys. Oh. Okay, Grozowski and Pylades. Tom's saying that, could be wrong. A 10 transport convoy, but it's fairly heavily defended, including by an Italian battleship. So that'll be a good fight. Bag us a BB, perhaps. We'll see. And then we've got one where... Okay, this one's going to be a pretty tough fight. These are our 4, our 4 heavy cruisers are optimized for power projection stats on the campaign map, not for combat. And there is a battle cruiser, a heavy cruiser, and then a couple of lights and DDs. So I don't know how these 4 are going to fare here. And then finally, we've got down here. Oh, we are defending. This is in the East Med. Interesting. Our 2 battlecruisers are defending against 2 battleships and 3 destroyers. Okay. Well, let's finish up this episode by fighting one of these battles, and then the next episode will be the other 2. Let's do this one here. Gorkowski and Pylades against this force. If we're able to sink the transports, great. If not, the main thing is see if we can bag that battleship. Let's go ahead and slow to cruise now. What are we first sighting here? We have, looks like we got the battleship right out of the bag. Okay. I think keeping it at a decent range probably helps us more than it helps the the Italian. So let's try to get these guys turned around. Keep getting turned around. As a matter of fact, I am going to detach Gorkowski. Just to make her turn faster. Ow. Alright, let's slow things down a little bit. Let's go over and have a look at this Italian battleship, the San Giuseppe. Got here 13.3-inch guns, which are currently enjoying a 2.7% chance to hit. Armor, not woefully under armored, not greatly armored either. Does have a little bit of superstructure armor, probably not enough. Just 13.3s and 12.4s. Does have torpedoes. What are the range on those torpedoes? 4.1 kilometer, rather. I mean, the difference in accuracy is just ridiculous, right? 2-point-something% for their main guns, 100% for pilotees. 100% for Gorkowski. And that's due to a number of factors. 61% nerf from hull stability and tower. And she's also taking a lot of damage and stability nerfs as well. Longitudinal weight offset, 68.3. So she's 68.3% either forward or aft weight offset. That's a huge killer to accuracy. The ship's pitch and roll is actually pretty good. But she's either way forward heavy or way aft heavy. Hard to tell which it is. It looks... Well, I see a lot of funnels back here. There's also funnels forward, so who knows exactly her engineering spaces, propulsion spaces, seem to be fairly well centered. But it looks like there's a lot of weight forward. That's probably forward weight offset. Okay. Just turning her a little bit to the right, just to ensure that all three turrets remain firing. Looks like Gorkowski needs to maneuver. Yeah. She only needs to turn a little bit to the left to get her mains back on the battleship. However, since Pylades is heading to starboard anyway, we'll just turn her around. I used to never build ships this way. But one time, back several months ago, I did this arrangement, this kind of Nelson-like arrangement. I thought is kind of a lark. I actually kind of like it. I like the superstructure way aft like that, and all three main turrets together. And what that helps to do, I've mentioned it before, but you know, I don't assume that everybody watches every single video. What that does is it concentrates the turrets together in such a way that the citadel is shorter, and therefore the weight of the citadel is concentrated, and it's a little bit cheaper that way. Because the definition of the citadel is what protects the magazines and the ammunition handling shafts for the turrets, the main turrets. Citadel doesn't cover secondaries. And then I think Citadel probably covers propulsion spaces as well. So there does still have to be some back here. This diagram should show the Citadel. No, maybe not. I think maybe that's just shown in the ship designer. Come on, Groskowski, get turned around there. How's San Giuseppe doing? In the 50s. Once Groskowski gets her mains on San Giuseppe, that'll even out a little bit. Does Pylades still have batteries unmasked? Yes. No, not entirely. I don't know if those two forward batteries are firing. Turrets. Kind of swapping back and forth between this game and Grand Tactician Civil War. So sometimes I'm going to say batteries instead of turrets. Not entirely wrong. Main battery is still a naval term. Okay, Groskowski is getting 12.9-inch fire back on the battleship now. Let's have a look at one of the Italian heavy cruisers. Eight-inch guns with probably a 12%. It might be a decent accuracy. 8 inches are two centerline turrets and two wing turrets. Some 6.1 inch, some 5.4 inch, some 4.2 inch, some 3.5 inch, some 2.4 inch, and some 2.7 inch. That's a lot of different guns with a lot of different ranges, a lot of different accuracies, a lot of different ammo types. Compared to, I've basically got 3 different types of guns. This would be more typical of a player ship. And this is more typical of an auto-designed ship. These have torpedoes, 4.1 kilometer, which means that they're fast. How's San Giuseppe doing? Well, about the same, really. No, let's finish off this battleship, please. Okay, bring the speed back up. Just giving her a little bit of gradual right rudder, just to ensure that those batteries, those turrets remain able to fire. I don't know if we're ever going to sight the transports. Okay. Kruskowski is the one taking most of the cruiser, all of the cruiser fire. Seems to be tanking it reasonably well. I don't remember what I did for superstructure armor. 6-inch, yeah. I think the superstructure armor is important. That's the funnels and the towers. Towers affect damage control. Towers affect accuracy. So aside just from the damage, you get your towers taken out and you start shooting like crap and not able to deal with firefighting and anti-flooding as well. And then of course, you know, fires, superstructure takes damage like any other part of the ship. And fires start there as well, so I think it's worthwhile to... I'm not saying I'm matching it up exactly in every design, but just kind of rough ballpark. I kind of like to have the superstructure kind of about in the same area of armor protection as the main deck. Within an inch or so, per se. And you can see there, you know, we're at green damage for the funnel and main tower and haven't taken damage here on the aft tower. Whereas poor old San Giuseppe there, which we just lost sight of. Okay. Well, let's clean up some of these small guys first. And then we'll head back and find her. I mean, San Giuseppe's not going very fast, that's for sure. Whoa, I've got some... Well, I mean, they're not firing right now, but I'm putting secondaries on HE. We need to get Pilot E's turned around here. She's not shooting at anything with her main guns. Well, she is. No, we're not ending battle. Not without taking that. Not without taking that battleship out. There we go. And the AI picked the correct target. However, I'm going to give a specific firing order, just to make sure they stay on the battleship until it is sunk. Which shouldn't take very long. 20% structure, 10% flotation. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and take this torpedo thread out here. Closing the distance of that destroyer, I kind of hope we take her out before... Yeah, we got her. Okay. Alright, let's shift fire to this heavy cruiser. Delfino charging into her doom. We are getting within torpedo range. Yeah. How's our 4 inches doing here? 1621 damage. Set 37 fires. Okay. Well, they're doing some work. The 1.1's not so much. Yeah. These 1.1s may not have... Whoop, shit. Caught me napping. Ouch. Well, she didn't take a lot of flooding from that. Trieste is going to last much longer. Kudos for your torpedo attack, though. And I think that's a red compartment. I don't think we're getting that propulsion capability back in this fight. And it probably is. That's probably going to put her into medium damage status, and she'll be in repairs for several months instead of just one. Okay. Okay, 5 ships sunk, including a battleship. Medium damage for Krskowski because of the torpedo. 11,000 victory points compared to 159. And all the warships sunk, but all the transports got away. I don't think we ever even sighted them. I think we did okay. Main gun accuracy. Above 50% for both battlecruisers. Compared to, you can see the main gun accuracies here. 1.5% on the battleship. Delfino, 5.8. Stromboli, 12%. And that's just the difference between player design and auto design. They've made a ton of improvements to the game, continuing to make more improvements to the game. But unless and until they get the auto design feature of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts to at least bias better toward balanced ships, right, with not quite as many guns, you know, within, say, some decent range of longitudinal offset, you know, within, say, 10% or 5%. Until they do that, and they start kind of focusing the auto design toward stability and therefore accuracy, this is just kind of the way it is. The player design ships are inherently more accurate, and therefore you get these kind of battles. Unless and until they do something about that. Okay? Well, I'm off my soapbox on that. Okay, well, we got a couple more convoy battles. Another one where we are attacking into a pretty heavy defense with our heavy cruisers. And another where two of our other battlecruisers are defending against two battleships. And those will have to wait for the next episode, as the Austro-French War ostensibly continues, but is also morphing into the Austro-Italian War at sea. All right, that will continue in the next episode. If you like what we're doing with the channel, if you like the content, then leave a like, leave a comment. Perhaps, if you are so inclined, maybe even subscribe. If you're new to the series, new to the channel, and would like to see the other episodes in this series that you may have missed, I'm linking a playlist here. At any rate, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it.